G'day viewers, we've made it to the end of another week, which means it's time once more to celebrate all that is fucked up with Totally Fucked Up Friday. And I'm going to start this week with a reminder and a deadly serious warning. The jellyfish are out to get us. I mentioned this recently. Swarms of jellyfish, big motherfucking jellyfish, millions of them, causing havoc, known to sink boats. Now, this apparently is worst around Japan, not the only place, and it's not just boats. The jellyfish are going after nuclear reactors. A nuclear reactor in Scotland had to shut down because its cooling pond got congested with jellyfish. Yes, and if they hadn't have stopped, the jellyfish could have clogged up the coolant, causing the reactor to overheat and in a worst case scenario, melt down. All completely under control because they shut it down because they know the jellyfish are out to get us. This article gets quite disturbing when you read it. Scientists saying, yes, this thing is rare, but happening more often, and we'll see it more in the future. And this has happened multiple times in Japan. Motherfucking jellyfish coming up onto the cooling tanks of nuclear reactors, and they want me to believe this is an accident. Once is an accident. Twice is odd. These motherfucking jellyfish are out to fuck us up. But really, jellyfish don't have shit on how fucked up people are. Now, with this story, I want you to think, what's the worst possible excuse someone could come up with for sexual assault and rape? Now, there's no excuse. I'm not suggesting there's an excuse that would ever be acceptable. And I didn't even think I'd have a sliding scale of excuses until I heard this one. A guy in Kansas City who sexually assaulted an unconscious woman. The woman wasn't well and had fainted and lost consciousness. And then witnesses saw him, their claim is they saw him raping her while she was unconscious. Cops come along, bundle him up. He's got an excuse. Let's just think for a second. I'll give you a few seconds thinking time of this worst, most vile example of humanity who would rape an unconscious woman. How would he try and talk himself out of it? He said, I thought the lady was dead. Apparently thinking that excused what he was doing. I'm just gonna, look, okay, the cops have got you for raping someone. Any decent person has already put you at the bottom of the food chain. Not that I like to give tips to rapists, but generally saying you were doing that because you thought she was dead is not going to help you. Now, I really try and avoid sort of cries for vigilantism and whatnot, and particularly because a couple stories I considered this week were examples of really awful abuses of police power. So I don't like to encourage police into extreme action. But seriously, for this fuck up, is there a hole deep and dark enough to throw him into? I think not. This guy is beyond totally fucked up. Now, I'm going to finish up with a safety warning. Because you're my peeps. We're in this together, yeah? I'm here to help. And this one is for people in the Northern Hemisphere. This is specifically about an incident that happened in the US. But everyone up Northern Hemisphere, getting pretty hot. Middle of winter here, I'm pretty damn cold. But I read in the US how a lot of the municipal pools that only open seasonally have just started opening around June. And a lot of people go into the pool because it's hot. I understand. It might not be your best option from a health perspective. See, when I was a kid, we used to always joke about how many people peed in the pool. And yeah, that's why they bundle it with so much chlorine to try and kill that and all just the various filth on people's bodies as they jump in. Peeing in the pool, not such an issue when you consider what happened in this swimming pool in Massachusetts. You see, one keen-eyed inspector noted when this pool was open, hey, haven't done an inspection on that pool, they shouldn't be open. I should go in there and check it out. That sounds good, right? An inspector knowing they're on the ball, they're on the job, they're in there. Those guys shouldn't be having. Inspect the pool and said it was all okay. The water was a bit cloudy, but okay. My first tip is don't swim in water that's so cloudy you can't see the bottom of the pool. I would have thought that went without saying. Apparently not. But what's the problem, you say? What could be so important at the bottom of the pool? Possibly a dead fucking body. That was the case. This pool, a woman had been at the bottom of the pool probably for 2 days and was in the pool dead when the inspector was there. So somehow the lifeguards didn't notice, the swimmers didn't notice, a fucking inspector inspecting the pool did not fucking notice the dead body there. What apparently happened is the woman went down a water slide with a 9-year-old kid and was never seen again. There is actually a report that the 9-year-old knew what had happened, that this woman had sunk to the bottom, and he'd gone to lifeguards and said, help, lady at the bottom of the pool, and was ignored by the lifeguards. So apparently the general public in Massachusetts need some tips because they're not good at spotting the whole dead body thing on their own. So, safety tip 1, stay out of pools that are so cloudy you can't see the bottom. Safety tip 2, don't go to places where the lifeguards ignore kids who tell them someone's drowning. 3, really get to know whether or not the inspectors of safety and health in your town are capable of seeing a dead fucking body in a pool they're inspecting for safety and health. I would have thought these little tips weren't all that necessary, but apparently